Hello chess lovers, this is just perfect attacking game. I'm sure you guys waiting for it. This game is continued widely attack, and I'm sure how the game is continued it definitely will be shock you. So let's further do and let's see what happens on the chessboard. This game is played on 2022 and Alireza Firouzja with white pieces and opened the game with e4, and Ian Nepomniachtchi responded with the e5, knight f3, and now we have knight f6, Petrov defense. This defense is consumed when the one of the side wants to make draw the game. Anyway, knight takes e5, d6 first, kicking away the knight back to f3, knight takes e4, and the e4 is playable, but Alireza choose to play c4 first. Knight c6, and now e4 is not playable because after playing like e4, d5 is coming, and after like knight c3, bishop b4, pinning the knight, and it's just not good game for white to play it, and it's just disgusting for white. But anyway, he just played d3, first of all kicking away the knight from the closest of the king, and after knight f6 we have d4. Bishop e7, Nepomniachtchi is ready for castle. d5, knight e5, and Alireza puts the knight on d4 on the center. Castle by Ian Nepomniachtchi, knight c4, and now bishop g4 attacking the queen. In the normal way, is simply playing just like bishop f2, and after capture and rook e8 castle, but it's just normal game and I don't like normal game, and I'm not going to show you guys a normal game. Just f3 kicking away the bishop, and after bishops come all the way to d7, bishop e2, Alireza is ready for castle. c6, castle by Firouzja, c takes d5, c takes d5, and it's queen to a5 is playable, but Nepomniachtchi plays queen on b6, pinning the knight and threatening to capture the b2 if bishops moves away. So king h1, putting the king away the pin. So you guys must know, when you have moving this pawn or this pawn, you have to move your king all the way to h1 or h8 for safety of the king, of course. Rook ac8, and what is the continuations white must do? Let's further do and let's stop the video for seconds and put your thoughts in comment sections and tell me what continuations will you guys play in the normal games. So have at it. So the normal games is f4, kicking away the knight on the center after knight c4, like b3, putting knight bishop on the b2, or after like b3, knight e3, exchanging the knights and bishop f2, or all the way to g1. But who wants the normal game? Let's push the g4. This g4 pawn is just weak as it shows. At the first place is showing like attacking the pawns on the king side, but you guys make sure with these 3 pawns is duty to keep the king the safe, and pushing these pawns without any good plans could ruin your game. What I say game, ruin your games, and you cannot just move these pawns without plan it. So we're talking about grandmaster, so let's see what Alireza Firouzja have in his mind. Pawn g4, h6 kind of stopping the pawn, and now h4, rook f e8, rook is ready to jump to the actions after putting these pieces away, of course. g5, h takes g5, h takes g5, and now knight h5, ready to jump on g3 and take the fork between king and the rook. So for second time, feel free to pause the video and tell me what the normal defending you guys will do for defend this fork. So have a read and found the best move for defend the fork, of course. So if you guys find it, congratulations, because Alireza didn't find it and he plays king g2. So the best move is putting knight e4, definitely defending the g3, and after like move knight g6, rook g1, and rook c5, threatening to capture the pawn, knight b3, threatening the rook, defending the pawn, and after like rook c8, queen d4 is coming, and it could be a good attacking game. But who wants the normal game? We want to get savage, and Alireza played king g2, and this is just losing because of knight g6. And I'm sure that Alireza played because of the free to h1 for the rook, and kind of attacking chances and putting the bishop and the queen on this diagonal and making the kind of checkmating threat. So it's not working this way. So he played like knight g6, ready to jump action on the f4. So Alireza block it with the pawn, but it's just not working. So for a couple of reasons, I'm telling few of them. Because this knight is grabbing the pawn, this pawn doesn't have a good defenses. And second and important of it, you guys says, so this bishop is keeping eye on this pawn and this rook. So it's right. I'm give you guys a point about that. So this bishop is keeping eye on the pawn and this pawn. So bishop is overwhelming about the keeping everything safe. So Ian Nepomniachtchi knows that bishop cannot move from the c1. So after knight f4 check, bishop takes f4, and now queen takes b2, threatening the capture on the c3, and there is no defense against it. So let's further do and let's find the best attacking chances for Ian Nepomniachtchi for third time, and tell me what move you exactly will play to destroy your opponent. So take your time and find the perfect move. It's kind of hard to spot, but I'm sure you guys will find it, because I have faith in you guys. So the best move and the hidden move is like after he plays e4, while I'm in such a rush, so you guys can stop the move here now. So the best move is putting the bishop on the d8. So what is the secret of the bishop? So bishop is not doing nothing on the king side, so we need to put the bishop on the queen side for b6. Like after knight takes d6, it's just showing, dude, it's just losing. He has a fork now. So don't worry, the material in the chess games, it doesn't important. The important things in the chess games, and you guys must know the activity of the pieces. Rook takes e2 check, knight takes e2, and now rook c2 pinning the knight. After rook b1, bishop, knight takes bishop with the check, king h1, and now rook takes a2, and he's ready to capture on the knight. And after like knight captures, and we have the best move, bishop c7, and this is just disgusting to play with white. So anyway, after knight e4, Alireza was lucky and Ian Nepomniachtchi didn't spot the move, and he plays rook c4, and rook c4 is just perfect, just humiliating the bishop, his pin, and the pinned pieces is just useless at all, and he threatened the capture on the knight on the bishop's watch, and he can't do anything. Like bishop e3 defending the knight, and now bishop takes g5. As I said, don't put the extra duty for your pieces, and bishop didn't know what to do. Like he says, guys, I had to defend the pawn, or I have to defend the knight. What I must do? So rook b1 attacking the queen and the pawn. Queen takes a2, rook a1, and now rook takes d4. So it's kind of attempting this move, because the first, when I see the positions, you saw if the bishop captures the rook, the queen is hanging, rook is hanging, the bishop there is hanging, but there is no choice until capturing the queen. And the reason is why, if queen captures and queen takes d4, it's kind of looking normal, but it's not. Like queen takes e2 check after blocking, now queen g4 check, king h1, queen h3 check, rook h2, and now queen f3 check, and this knight is falling and this bishop is nowhere to go. So after like blocking, bishop takes e3 or rook takes e4 is coming, and there is no defense against it. So if you said, so like bishop capture on the rook and the queen have eye on the bishop. So after bishop takes d4, it doesn't change anymore, because queen takes d5, pinning the knight, this knight is falling, and after bishop f3, putting the knight on the pinning, but he thinks so, knight h4 check, king g1, knight takes f3, queen takes f3, and now queen takes g4 with the check, and the game is falling apart. So as I said, there is no choice except the exchanging the queens. So rook takes a2, rook takes h1, bishop takes d1, and you guys thinking, oh, so Ian Nepomniachtchi is done a exchange, so what is the good about it? So what the thing is important, Ian Nepomniachtchi is down a exchange, it's right, but he opts 1, 2, 3, 4 passed pawns against a exchange. So I'm not sure even the computers and engines can solve this position. So bishop takes e3, defending the pawn, and now knight takes d6, capturing and make a only pawn he have to pass pawn and threatening the capture on the f7. Rook e8, defend, rook e7, defending, bishop b3, and the most game he could have played, like to at least to try to save the game, is bishop rook e2, and after f6, knight c4, putting the pressure on the bishop, and after bishop c5, exchanging the rooks but it's not going to help so much, like knight capture e7 and f3. So as I said, this pawns is monster, and even the engines cannot hold these positions. Anyway, bishop b3 is played, and now bishop c5, putting pressure on the knight and kicking away. Knight takes b7, bishop b6, bishop c4, like rook e3, king h1, and as you guys can see, this king is defenseless, and against these monsters, two bishops and the rook, it is just not playable for white. I don't know why Alireza is even push it forward. Bishop h3, threatening the rook, rook c1, and now bishop f5, bishop f1, bishop e4 check, king h2, and bishop captures. I mean, like after king h2, I spoiled the game. Alireza Firouzja resigned the game on move 36 because there is nothing to do against the positions. So why he resigned? Because after the move, as I show previously, the knight is hanging, the rook is hanging, and there is no move to save the both hanging piece, and this pieces is just monsters. So after that, so if you guys thinking about the like moving bishop g2 and defending or blocking the check, I said no, rook h3, checkmate. So there is no defense against it. So thank you so guys for watching this video. I hope you guys, and I know you will guys like this video, so don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe our channel. Let's push it forward to 100 subscribers. Thank you so much guys for 20 subscribers already we have. So if you like it, you can send this video. I am copycatting the Agad, so send it to your friends in the bar or library. So thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next video. And what's happening on the chessboard, of course I'm copycatting the Agad, so don't tell anyone. So have at it.